The Black Garden by Dark Law. In the heart of night where shadows dance, there blooms a garden, rich and vast, a place where love and truth entwine, entangled roots and vines divine. Beneath the moon's soft silver light lies hidden paths to endless night. Here whispers echo, raw and deep, of love once lost and secrets keep. In every petal, stories bloom of passion's fire and tender doom. The thorns may pierce, the darkness calls, yet in this garden no one falls. For in the shadows truth is found, in whispers soft, yet so profound. The black garden, where hearts are bared, a place where souls are deeply shared. In the deep dark soil of night lies seeds of hope, of wrongs made right. Here in this garden, lovers learn that from the ashes they can burn. With every step the light may fade, yet in this place foundations laid. The black garden where love takes root in soil rich with life's pursuit. Through storms and winds, the petals cling, and in the darkness, hearts will sing. For here in shadows, truth does start, the black garden where we find our heart. Good evening, good evening, good evening, and welcome to the Creative Dominion podcast with your host, Dark Law, and welcome to another episode of the Black Garden series releasing in September of 2024. We have a very special guest for episode 14, none other than my own Winner Circle auntie, author Nikki Nicole. How you doing, Nikki?
All right. How you doing, nephew?
I'm doing well, doing well. Can you tell the viewers, I know you have been on the show before, but can you tell some of our news followers and listeners who you are?
Author Nikki Nicole. I'm the host of the Breaking the Silence podcast, where I shine a light on everyday people doing great things. I'm a graphic designer. Designer. I can't even get it out. Graphic designer. I wear a lot of hats. I'm a mother. I'm a grandmother. I'm a poet. I'm an author. I'm just living my best life, like it's gold.
Amen, amen, amen. Again, we always on her platform, Breaking the Silence, we always unleash the inner voice and break the silence together. And so welcome, Nikki Nicole. And again, welcome all the viewers and the exalted to the Black Garden episode 14. It's going to be a powerful packed series, y'all. Again, before you join us inside Black Garden, as I start every episode off, everything said today may not resonate with you. Again, we're going to talk about different topics regarding dating, relationship, marriage from a perspective. And I want everyone to take just one thing that resonates with you and apply it daily to your life to, again, decree the dominion of your own mind and to strive to be the best version of yourself daily. And so I hope the thorns of the Black Garden don't prick you too much on this episode, but welcome inside Black Garden. So, Nikki, what we're going to first start off with, what determines a healthy relationship for you? What's your definition of a healthy relationship?
Well, in a relationship, you number one, you have to have communication. You have to have communication because how else is the other person going to know how you're feeling if you don't let them know how you're feeling? You have to be ready to compromise. You have to be also willing to sacrifice things too in relationships. And not all the time people want to put the other person first, if that makes sense. So to me, those are the three elements in a relationship where if you don't have them, it's not going to work.
I love you said it on communication because I think a lot of people nowadays just get into, they call them relationships with a more situationships, which meaning what can this person do for me until I get either on my feet or get what I'm trying to get, and then I'm kind of done. And I love what you said on communication because a lot of people only want to communicate what they need and not actually listen to their partner or the other person. And so in your experience, what are some major red flags that people can look out for when they're first starting to get in relationships and seeing that lack of communication?
Oh my God, there's so many red flags that people can get in the beginning. That the person, if they're always asking for money, that's one thing. If they don't, people say having a job is not important, but when you first get in a relationship and you want that relationship to go somewhere, That's a red flag on gate. If they're not trying to do something with their life, go to school or have a job, or they're always asking for something, those to me are red flags in a relationship. There's so many that you can have, but those are like top line that you're going to be in that relationship. You're going to be tending to that person and you're going to be ignoring yourself. And then most of the time, those relationships don't work.
I love what you said there, because everybody knows that Dark Law can't stand the Cash App crew. I know y'all done listed that decree and declare Cash App crew. There's so much Cash App crewness going on in today's society. We got people asking not just Cash Apps, but asking for favors. Can you buy me something to eat? Can you DoorDash me some food? Can you pay a light bill? And I want to speak on that from an experience because, like I said, throughout your experience, I'm sure you've kind of seen that throughout time of, how society kind of switched to this, what can you do for me mentality, right? It's like, hey, can you pay you don't even know the person, you ain't even been on a date yet, to Applebee's, and it's, hey, my light bill due next week. Can you spare me $80? Or I need gas for the week. Can you cash out me 30, Zelle me some money? And so I kind of want to talk and speak on that for a little bit on your experience with just that mindset and what you've seen throughout the course of your life.
Well, I say dating today is so much different. I'm so glad I don't have to get in the dating world now, because back in when I was dating, I'm not that old, but when I was dating back then, it was simple. You got their phone number, you went out to eat, and, either they paid or y'all went Dutch or something, or you went to the movies or whatever the case would be. But now it's different. It's a whole lot different, especially with the male and the females. The males now, they think they don't supposed to pay for the women to eat. They think they can just take them this place and that place, which to me, I don't see nothing wrong with a date at McDonald's. But these women now, they think there's a curse when you want to go to McDonald's to eat. Nothing's wrong with that. It's the thought that he put into it. He could do a picnic. I mean, what's wrong with that? So I just think the world of dating has just changed, and people are just not really wanting to date. They just want to use each other. It's more so sort of using people. Because even back in my mom's day, they used to sit on the couch in the house or sit on the porch, and date. That type of thing. Dating is just definitely not the same anymore. It's more or less of materialistic things. And I think that's the problem now in the world.
I have to ask, I know everybody saw this on social media a few months back. Do you have any problems with the Cheesecake Factory?
No, I don't. I love the Cheesecake Factory. I've never been there, and I want to go. So I don't have no problem with that.
Yeah, because everybody was a big uproar. Like all the women were saying, no, nobody better not ever take me to no Cheesecake Factory. That's beneath me. And it was a
What?
big, it was a big uproar on social media saying like you blocked if you even offer to take me to Cheesecake Factory. And I love you said that, because even from a younger generation perspective, I just remember even when I first started dating, I'm only 27, so just 11 years ago when I was 18, I was always, we would just go to, like you said, movies, we'd go to dinner. And I want to speak on this because I want the viewers to listen up. We went on dates without the expectation of something in return. And I'm talking about intimacy. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Any sexual relations or anything of that nature. We just went back then. And like I said, it wasn't too long ago. It was only 10 years ago. But, like I said, a decade seems like a while, but it's not. But like I said, we just would go to dinner. We'd go to movies. We'd have fun. Dating's just not fun anymore, honestly. It's kind of like, especially having, we both have children, just dating or being in a relationship, trying to date with kids. You just have to, focus on finding the right person, because just trying to navigate the single dating space is really difficult, because you're trying to, take care of your home, take care of your kids, and you're also trying to figure out, is this person, are they a taker? Are they just trying to take from me? Are they just trying to use me for a free, a lot of nowadays it's just like, oh, I'm gonna go to dinner. I don't like them. I'm just gonna get a free meal. And one, I'm gonna drop a nugget real quick. You can't have a filet mignon mentality with Dollar Tree cracker pockets or Dollar Tree cracker work ethic. And I say that because, and we're gonna get into some deep stuff here in the Black Garden here in a minute, but I say that because I feel like a lot of people, from what they see on social media, they assume that everybody's human and we're all, nobody's better than the other, but at the same time, we just see what we see on TV or social media and we just assume that we deserve that without putting in work. And Real Housewives of Atlanta or what, those different type of shows, you see, oh, well, this girl got her man got her, Ferrari, they got a big house, or they eat crab legs and lobster tail. I gotta have that. But if you don't have that work ethic or you don't have that, I've always been told if you can't afford it yourself, then you don't need to be asking nobody else for it, right? So some word of advice and encouragement to the listeners, if you can't afford to go to that restaurant by yourself and eat, then you don't need to have that. You can have that as a dream and goal to attain, but that doesn't need to be your standard if you don't set that on a daily basis. And so what's your take on just that whole, automatically get to have it by association, or that entitlement mindset?
Entitlement for as, the getting something after the date.
Yes.
I mean, you have a lot of men out there that think that way. And, might have some females out there that think the same. But I don't think that just because you go on a date that we should get in bed. You don't know each other, so why would you want to get in bed with somebody you don't know just because you spent money on? That makes no sense to me.
Yeah, and I agree. And like I said, it's kind of like we see it all the time on social media, right? There's that, hey, tick for tag, or scratch my back, I scratch yours, or I see a lot of people. It's a transactional mindset, not a dating for love mindset. And it leads me to my next question. Do you believe true love exists?
Yeah, I do. I mean, I do believe that true love exists, mainly because it really depends on the people. It really depends on the people. I do believe that you can meet somebody and you can fall in love with them. A lot of people don't believe in love at first sight, but sometimes you do get that person that's really your soulmate. So yeah, I believe in true love. Sometimes people just connect instantly. That's that person you want to be with. You're gonna spend the rest of your life with them. So yes, I believe in true love.
I'm glad you say that, because I just feel like love is kind of the true definition of love has kind of got lost in translation throughout time, right? You have the Bible and which is the true definition of love in different forms, God's love, mother's love, spousal love, marital love, etc. But I feel like it's been, twisted around throughout time to like turn into lust and, desires, right? And being tricked into, being inside the Cash App group. I'm just gonna be a big advocate. I encourage anybody listening and viewing, get out the cat. If you're in the Cash App crew, get out. Get out the Cash App crew. Stop messaging people, random people on social media for money. Please just leave, exit left, and just stop that. And so, in your experience, what has been, I know obviously, for those of you who don't know, Arthur Nikki Nicole is happily married. And what has led you to, as you were going through your dating experience, what kept, your hopes up for being able to eventually find your significant other?
Well, I really don't know because I went through a lot of different people to get to, my one and only true love. I had to go through heartbreak to heartbreak to heartbreak. But at the end of the day, I took a break from the dating world and I just said, you know what, true love will come when it comes. And I'm just gonna work on it. So I just waited, and it really did come to me, like literally. It was when I never forget when we met. One of my best friends, and her best friend were actually dating. So they was like, won't you come over, for a little bit or whatever. And her friend actually tagged along with her. So she was like, yeah, come along with me or whatever, to keep her company. But at the time, I was in a relationship, so it really didn't matter. So I was like, well, I'll go anyway. So I ended up going, and I met the love of my life and didn't even know that I was going to meet the love of my life that day. So normally I wouldn't go, but I went. So I still say my love came to me, because even though I had put myself in that position, I waited, and there she was.
I love you said that because it just reminds me of, order your steps in his word, right? Uh, and what I mean by that is unknowingly in your mind, you were like, I'm going to try something different. I'm going to, take a leap of faith, even though you didn't know, without the expectation of getting something, right? And I hope that hit home to the viewers and the listeners, because you don't have to do everything to get something. Sometimes it's just about taking a break from, life. Sometimes it's about, again, like we said, when we dated back in the day, we had fun. Fun, the word fun. Again, she found the love of her life just going out to have fun, with no stress, no, oh, I gotta get something, or I wonder if I'll meet somebody, or I wonder what I'm gonna do after I come back. It was just, hey, here's the offer. We hanging out. You want to come? Yes, I'm gonna go have fun. And so I encourage, especially I want to talk to the men real quick. Stop, again, like we said earlier. Stop expecting sexual relations when you first date a woman, or stop feeling entitled to her essence just because you bought filet mignon, or because you paid for dinner or paid a bill. We have to get ourselves out of that transactional mindset of counting favors. A lot of people, and it's not just dating, it's family relationships, it's spouse sibling relationships within the family, it's friends, coworkers. We have to stop getting into a counting favors mindset of, hey, I'm only gonna let you borrow money, or I'm only gonna do this for somebody with the expectation of getting it in return. A good verse is, don't get weary. I always say, don't get weary in well doing. And if you have to harp on giving, then it's not really in your heart to give. And I've always been a big firm believer of that, even when it comes to donating. If you don't really want to donate that $10, $5, what have you, to charity or wherever, then it's not in your, it's better just to not even give than to give with a envious heart, or give from the wrong place. I just want to encourage everybody to, work on getting out of that mindset. I always say, again, what she said is she took a break from dating. Sometimes in our pursuit of happiness and pursuit of our goals, we get burnt out, or we lose sight of focusing on the assignment. I always say, focus on your assignment. Your assignment isn't just to chase all the time. Sometimes you got to sit back and look at the full picture, and then see what you're actually supposed to be focusing on. Because sometimes you might think, hey, I'm supposed to do this, and God's actually leading you in a whole nother direction, and you're not. But you have to be aware of that, and you have to be aware that, again, you're being pulled a different direction, and you have to be willing to follow that direction. And a lot of times we get pulled, but I'm good at this, I want to do this, and then we're getting pulled, and it's like, no, I said I want to do this, and then we wonder why what we're doing is not working. It's because you're not even supposed to be doing that anymore. You're supposed to be doing this over here. And I love that story because, again, that's actually how I got into podcasting, because I actually just woke up one morning. I always listen to podcasts, but I woke up this morning and I said, today's the day I'm going to start working on starting my own podcast. And, it just, went up from there. And so I just encourage everybody, again, what she said, whether you're trying to find your true love, whether you're just trying to find, a significant other, or whether you're just trying to find yourself, focus on your assignment. And when it comes to you, follow it ASAP. Don't wait a week. Don't wait a year. Don't wait a month. Don't wait till you get off work. As soon as the thought comes to you, I always say, a lot of people like to journal, or I always say what I started doing is I wrote everything down on a notepad. I was like, here's my ideas, wrote it. And then when I came back to it, I had it already written down. So I knew what mindset I was in when I wrote it down. So then I could proceed with my assignment. And so sometimes we don't take notes in life, and we start to divvy away from what we're actually supposed to be doing with our life. And so what are some motivational tips you have for people out there that are, trying to, build just meaningful relationships, and they're kind of struggling and kind of stuck in a hard place?
Well, first they have to focus on themselves before they can love anybody else. If you are not where you need to be, then you can't fully love anybody else. So it's everything. I always say this, Daria. Everything starts with you. And then they have to take accountability for the things that they have done in the past relationships and try to fix some of the things that they did go through and question, why did, they treat me this way? Or why did my relationship go left? Or why did we break up? They have to start evaluating their past relationships so they can fix their future relationships. So first, you got to start with you. You got to start with you. You got to look at yourself in the mirror and say, you know what? Maybe I need to change this about me. Maybe this is stopping me from finding true love. And once you evaluate yourself and you figure out what you need to do, fix it. And then that right person is going to come. They're going to come.
I love that you said that, because a lot of us do have a lack of self accountability and self awareness. And again, what she said, y'all, I want everybody to look in the mirror and ask yourself, do you hold yourself to the same standards as others? I love that author Nikki Nicole said that, because a lot of times we want, again, that filet mignon. We want the filet mignon, but we got a peanut butter and cracker work ethic and mindset. We have to, again, look at ourselves and say, and again, I'm not saying put anybody on a pedestal, y'all. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, if you want greatness, you have to be greatness within yourself first, and greatness will come to you. So if you're, whether you're looking for men, women, whoever, if you're just looking for, let's say you're looking for somebody to make six figures, well, if you don't have a job, like we said at the beginning, how can you expect your significant other to carry the weight and make six figures? What constitutes you deserving of that, and you not even working on yourself, but you want the other person to have all this stuff put together and have themselves in order, but you can't even get a job or get, your trauma, your stuff healed, some of your stuff worked on. And so you just have to make sure, again, that you we always say check yourself before you wreck yourself, right? That's an old saying. And so the question I have for the viewers, when you look in the mirror, when is the last time you had an oil change on yourself? A lot of times we have, as soon as that light come on the car, as soon as we see that mileage get close, it's like, oh, time for the oil change. When is the last time you changed your brake fluid? When's the last time you checked on your heart? Are you healed from your past? Are you healed from your trauma? And then we also have to look at the people we've dated, right? Is there a common trend? They say doing the same thing and expecting a different result is the definition of insanity. So if you keep attracting the same type of people and it's not working, you have to, again, like author Nikki Nicole said, look within yourself and figure out what's off, or what's attracting these individuals that you don't, get along with, or you're not, being compatible with. And so what are some great characteristics of someone that's that's on the process and journey of building themselves? Like, what are some things that maybe you've done, or what can you recommend them to do for them to like start that healing process of, self-assessment?
Well, once you take accountability for the things that you did do, you need to release it. You need to release everything that you're thinking, release everything that hurts you. Because if you're still holding on to the pain, then how can you truly love somebody else if you still thinking about what Joe did to you or Jill did to you? You can't fully heal unless you get past it. Find something that you like to do or love to do, like writing or listen to music or walking or exercising, to kind of like shift your mind and release some of that pain so you can get back to the you that you deserve to be.
I love that. Again, get back to you. I love that you say that because a lot of times that's a really good point. I was actually thinking about that early today because there's a song called by Hollow Sing called Glory Days, and it's like about getting back to your glory days. And what you just said there reminded me of that is, I remember you was working out and you was in shape and, you had the money or, you had the accolades or, you were just at peace or just happy. No, that's a great question. Look in the mirror. When's the last time you were truly happy or truly at peace? And if it's been a while, or some of us can't even think of that time, that's the first red flag. That's your check engine light, right? That's your oil change light. Like, hey, it's time to look at the filter, you know. And what is your filter? Are you taking a lot of negativity with music, TV, what you're reading, what you're listening on the radio? What are you taking in? What's going through your filter on a daily basis? Because that can also attribute to your mindset as well. And get back to your glory days. Figure out what works. I'll say that, figure out what works. A lot of times, I want to say this too, just on the relationship standpoint. A lot of times we have something working and we get with somebody and we stop doing what's working. If you, for example, you went to the gym every day and then you get a girlfriend or a significant other, whoever, and you stop going to the gym, why? And then I'm not saying your significant other has to do everything that you do, but you also have to, when you're dating, date people that align with your assignment. Again, I'm not saying, regardless of body type or nothing, if it's all about the mindset of the betterment. I'm not saying your significant other has to be in the best shape, but if they're at least trying or at least open to going to the gym with you or bettering their fitness because you're passionate about fitness, that's something to account. Maybe it's music, you know, maybe you played guitar, you were a nice singer, and then you get this, this new person in your life, and it's like, oh, I don't want to sing or do nothing no more. That's the first red flag, y'all. And then it all goes down here from there. Everybody in your life should be helping you elevate yourself. You should never be in a relationship, regardless, dating, family, best friends, coworkers. You should never be any type of relationship with anybody, whether it's romantic or not, if they're not on the same accord with you mentally to help you focus on your assignment. Again, you guys should be helping each other hold each other accountable to the assignment. And so if you notice somebody like leaning your way or influence you to not focus, then that's something you have to look in the mirror and say, all right, is this value added to my life? And if it's not, you got to learn how to cut ties. And I want to speak on that too. Just throughout your past and dating experiences, how have you learned to, we all have that ex that, we just couldn't let go and we finally did. How have you been able to, gain that mentality of being able to cut people off and, proceed and with your peace?
Well, after getting hurt over and over again, you'll grow tired quick. You'll get tired of people hurting you and treating you like you're nothing, and then you start teaching people how to treat you. And if they can't treat you the way that you deserve to be treated, then you start cutting off people. I mean, it becomes something that, now I'm protecting myself, I'm protecting my heart, I'm protecting my peace. And in order for me to do that, then I got to start removing people from my life. And with me, I don't really believe in removing people from my life unless it's necessary. If I removed you from my life, it was necessary. So, you got to try to find ways to teach people how to treat you. And if they can't treat you the way that you desire them to treat you, then you got to remove them from your life because you got to start protecting your peace. When you start getting older, it's a lot of things that you don't want to deal with. It's a lot of things that you're not going to deal with. It's a lot of things that you're not willing to deal with. So instead of dealing with it, you remove it because you want peace. I never knew what my mom meant when she said peace of mind. The older I get, the more I know what peace of mind is. And I don't want to deal with a lot of different things that I don't have to deal with because it's not necessary. So remove. That's it.
I love you said that. Yeah, they always say peace of mind is priceless, right? Peace of mind is priceless. And good old song is "A House Is Not a Home." That's a good song too. Of just, never let anybody disrupt your peace. Because once the piece is gone or broken, there's no going back. And so I encourage everybody, find yourself again. Just, help find yourself. And again, self accountability is the main key here. What we've been saying all episode. It all ends and I always say it ends and begins in you. And like Arthur, Nikki Nicole, it always starts with you. You owe you. I want to say you owe you. Why not, be the best version of yourself? Why not the decree the dominion of your own mind? Why not have the best relationship you can possibly have? Why not you? A lot of times we get down and depressed and we get anxious and we don't think we're enough or we don't think we deserve happiness. I encourage everybody listening and viewing right now, look in the mirror, show yourself some grace. Show yourself some grace and look in the mirror and say, I am enough. I owe it to myself to be the best. And just start daily, set goals, set short attainable goals, set a routine to, develop. Maybe you're single and you're trying to date, take one of your skill sets or something one of your hobby and interests and work on that. If you're good at music or you love music, learn an instrument, go out to, a jazz club or, get in that space of what brings you peace. If you're an athlete, you love to work out, go to the gym, join a new gym and, have a, weekly routine of working out or doing different things. You owe it to yourself. So I encourage everyone to have that self-awareness and notice that and apply immediately. Again, it's not just noticing and it's not a checklist, y'all. It's not, this is wrong with me, this is wrong with me, this is wrong with me. It's what are you going to do about it to change it? Because again, if nothing changes, nothing changes. And a lot of people feel like, well, in my world, that's just not possible. And I encourage you to change your world. And so, Arthur, Nikki Nicole, what are some last minute motivation and tips you could give the audience and then also tell them where they could find Breaking the Silence?
Well, if I can give any motivation to everybody out there, know that no matter what relationship you're in, how long you've been in that relationship, you are enough. You are enough. Never doubt who you are when you're in a relationship just because a person thinks that you're otherwise. Know your worth in your life. Know that you are worth it no matter what you go through. And if you go through any pain in your life, release it. Release it. Because I guarantee you're going to feel a whole lot better if you write it down, if you sing a song, or whatever you do to motivate yourself. Release that pain. Release that person. Because you're not going to be able to be fully yourself if you keep holding on to that pain, holding on to what they did to you. Just evaluate yourself, change your circle. Because in life, you need a positive circle around you. Because if you don't have that positive circle around you, then everything is doomed anyway. Because who wants negativity around it anyway? So just know that you are good enough. and don't ever question or doubt who you are. And I would like to thank Darian for having me on this series. It's always a pleasure to support him on anything that he wants me to support him on. I'm very proud of him, and I want him to keep pushing even when it gets hard. Don't worry about it. Just keep pushing. Hold your head high. Even when you want to hang it low, you're going to be fine. You're going to be great. And at the end of the day, I'm going to always be rooting for you. And you can find Breaking the Silence on all platforms: YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, where Breaking the Silence 24 is where you can find me. Also, the Facebook page, Breaking the Silence podcast page as well. That's where the shows and episodes air from, the Breaking the Silence page and YouTube page. And once again, thank you so much.
Awesome. And again, appreciate having Arthur, Nikki Nicole join us inside Black Garden. Again, hope the thorns inside the Black Garden, I know there's a lot of thorns in there. Hope it didn't prick you too much. You might need a Band-Aid, some peroxide. And so this has been episode 14 of the Black Garden. Again, released in September 2024. Trailer coming soon. We're, wrapping up this series rapidly and just can't wait to have it released and showcase all the wonderful individuals that have been a part of this wonderful season 1. And so with that being said, again, hope you took something that resonates, apply it to your life starting as soon as you listen. Look in the mirror and apply it daily to your life. And again, the Creative Millionaire of Your Own Mind. And I'll also have all her links in the show notes, as well as helping the winner circle keep on winning. And so until next time, this has been Dark Law, Arthur, Nikki Nicole for episode 14. Until next time on Black Garden, thank you.